Hi everyone, it's Annie, and today I'm going to show you my newest project, Charlotte, and she is one of our new stamps. So I found this interesting image online, and I just thought it had a lot of cool elements to it, and I wanted to use it as a background, so I'm going to use some distress inks and color in the background. So here I am using the distressed ink of Seedless Preserve. And I'm just rubbing it in from the outer edges. My image is larger than an A2 card, so it's okay for the edges to be completely crazy like that because it will all get cut off eventually. So now we're going into our secondary color, which is an evergreen bow. And let's get that going. Here we go. And I just think these color blended together looks really good together. The purples and the greens and the pinks and the lilacs. So we're going to use 4 colors in total. So that's our second color. Now we're going to move on to Shaded Lilac. Okay, let's get this going. Shaded Lilac, here we go. I think it kind of has a blue undertone more than a purple undertone, but it's still blended in really great next to the teal greenish color right next to it. And I just like how it looked. And now our last color is going to be Picked Raspberry, which is a really nice, bright, and vibrant pink. Let me flip this over real quick. Okay, and here we go with our pinks. And let's just finish this area over. And I just knew I wanted these colors because I knew the image I was going to color was going to have some pink and purple in it, so I wanted to tie it together. So there's our background again, and we used Pinked Raspberry, Shaded Lilac, Evergreen Bow, and Seedless Preserves. Okay, so let's put this aside for a few moments and get ready for our next part because I am going to cut this out later on. Okay, so let's start with our image. This is Charlotte, one of our new stamps. She's super cute. And we are going to start with our skin tones. So we're just laying down our first layer of color, which is our E000. And once again, I always do my body parts first, and then I go back and do my face. And now we're using our E4, just placing a thin line where the darkest areas are on her body parts and her neck and all those areas. Okay, and now we're going to use our E02, blend that out a little bit, not too far, but just making sure that E4 is in a harsh line. And now we'll use our E21, blending it out a little further. Okay, and now our E00 and filling in the rest and making it all transitioning from the dark to the light really nicely. And the skin tone you might think looks a little funky and a little bit too dark at this point, but that's just because her hair and everything's not done and it will not look as dark when she's completed. So now onto the face, again starting with our E000, just to lay down the first color to get our paper saturated with some ink flow here. And now back to our E4, which we're just doing near the ears and then underneath that front piece of her hairline where a shadow would actually hit. Our E02 to blend out the harshness of that line. So just blend that out. Here we go. Some E21, blending it out further and actually start to bring it down, because the face area is a bigger area than the body part, so you do need to start bringing stuff down more. Now we're going to do our cheeks really quick with R22 off on the side areas, and then we'll blend that R22 into our R20, which goes on the, the lower portion of her cheek that's closer to the front of her face. And now we're going to have to blend this out to meet the skin. So we're going to get our E00, start blending things down some more, and blending those cheeks into skin tone so it looks all seamless here. And now our E000 to blend this part here together with our E00 and some of those cheeks. You just want a really nice even flow from the darker to the light. Let's just fix this little area here. Okay. I want to add a little bit more of the pink, so she really's got some pink cheeks. And then just soften that edge really quick into the skin. Let's just blend it a little bit more. Okay, there we go. That's her skin tone. And now we're going to do her tongue really quick, which I just used an RV02 and an RV06. The tongue is actually small. You could probably just do one solid color, but I always like one side to be a little bit darker than the other. Now we're going to start on some of her hair here. So we are starting with our Y28. And we're just basically following the lines that the stamp provides in her hair. This stamp is a really great one even for beginners, because the stamp actually provides the lines of her hair flow. So you can very easily color in this hair just by following the lines that have already been provided for you. So here we go. We're just continuing those lines, going from top to bottom and then bottom to top. Using a little bit of a flicking motion here just to get some color. Oh, don't forget that back side. There we go, and under her arm. Okay, so that was our Y28. Now we're coming in with our YR24, putting in some of the golden tones of her hair. Again, you're just following the curves and the flow of the hair that the stamp provides, just adding more color to fill in more of the space as you go along. This one, her hair is actually a lot of fun to color. And just continue with your flicking motion, bringing the hair down lower, and so there's more color, and we're just building up the layers. Next, we're going to go to our Y23. It's a lighter yellow, and I'm just filling in some more areas just to get in some more variation of blonde in here. And as you can see, there's some areas of white. Some people like to leave the white areas, and that is just a personal preference and up to you to make it look like she has highlights in certain areas of her hair. I tend to go back and color that all in, so that's what I'm doing here with my Y21. Just making sure I fill in all of those white areas, but again, you could leave those if that is your personal preference. I just really like to keep building on the colors and the different layers to get the variation of different colors in the hair. Right now it looks, pretty blended, which we don't want. So we're going back with our Y28 and just darkening more of the areas where she would have darker spots, which is going to be the roots, and any of the underside areas of her hair, which is the part that's falling behind her head and her neck area, and anywhere where the front pieces are falling on top of back pieces. You're always going to get darker areas in there, so we're just creating that using this Y28 marker, and we will go back with some other colors as well just to keep adding in more variation. And sometimes you do have to do multiple layers in order for the colors to really stand out. Now we got our YR24, and I'm just going over the Y28 so those edges aren't so stark and harsh, and that they're looking a little bit softer, and it's blending into those lighter blonde areas. And just blending it out some more. Just keep on blending. Okay, it's a little flat, so we want to add just a little bit more. So let me grab a brown. Let's see, let's grab our E34. Okay, and we're just adding this again to some root areas. It's not in a really dark brown because she does have blonde hair. It's just making her more of like a little dirty brown. And we're just adding again all the areas where the light is not going to hit so much, which is in those cracks and crevices and areas beneath where she's standing out in front, so those leg areas and the undersides of her hair. And you can see now where it's really starting to take, where she does have some depth to that hair. Okay, so let's start on her dress area. So we're going to use, this is RV06, just trying to put in where the folds of this dress skirt would be with our darkest color, RV06. Okay, now we're going over that with our RV04. Just blending it out so it's not so harsh. RV02. Okay, and then filling it in with the RV00. Just blending this light color into the dark so it's a little better. Okay. It's not very definitive where those folds are, so I'm just going over again with the dark and repeating the steps again, just so that there is that dark area. It's not really as pronounced as I would like it, so we will use a couple tricks to fix that. But let's do some more of her skirts. Now we're doing the purple area, so we're doing our V17, now our V15, and our V17. No, I'm sorry, our V12, the lightest color. And again, we want to really make sure that the shadow areas are being pronounced here, so we're just going to repeat the whole entire process again, blending it out lighter and lighter so that the dark areas really seem to be in the shadow area. Okay, and that's our V12. Okay, for her top, let's make that little here with some shading areas with our V17. Go over, blend out with our V15, and then color in the rest with the V17. Now her sleeves are two-toned, so we're going to make it purple and pink striped. So let's just add in that purple. Okay, there's her little outfit. Now for, let's see, oh, I missed a piece of that hair. Let's fix that really quick. Sometimes you don't notice that until you see that nice area of white staring at you. So let's do her shoes. Nope, not pink. Let's do them in purple. Okay, just blending out the shoe area. There we go. That's nice. Looks good. Okay, I am going to grab my colorless blender and try to lighten up in the areas of her skirt where light would shine, because I really didn't do that great of a job with my coloring getting those shades and shadows in there as much as I wanted. So one trick is you can always go back with your colorless blender and add in some highlights. Okay. Just going to grab a color for the brush. We're just going to use E15. Add some side color there and then blend it out with our E13. And then we're going to, let's see, go back with that E15 one more time so it's a little dark, and smooth out the edge again with that E13. So she's nearly done here. We just need to add a little bit of elements here. So let's get our, where is it? Okay, our white gel pen. Let's add some cheeks. And let's jazz up her skirt a little bit since I did not do the shading as well as I'd like. Another way to help camouflage things is adding your polka dots. So we're just adding some polka dots. It'll also give the illusion of a little bit of like she has shimmer in her skirt area of the dress. Okay. So this is her on our card base that we did, but see the white around her? Yeah, I'm not liking that. It's too stark. So let me see if I can grab a color that'll match this tealy color. That one's too dark. Let's see, grab another one. Yeah, that one's lighter. That'll work. And let's just color around the edges so that stark white is gone, just to help soften it. Since it was such a stark white, it just did not look like it actually was cohesive and that it went together. So we're just trying to tone this down a little bit, and we'll see how it looks. So we're just going around this edge here. Okay. Alrighty, so it's not as white, it's a little more subtle. Okay, so let's see. We have this sticky glitter tape. So I figured we can add that to the side. So let's just cut that there. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's get the backing off of this, which of course I can't find the edge to because we are on camera. You can never get these things unpeeled as quickly as you always want to. All right, so, okay, I think we're getting it now. Come on. All right, and here it's coming, finally. Okay, so we're just going to stick down this little piece of glitter. Okay, and fold it on the insides. And that just breaks up some of our card front, so it gives it a little bit more. And I don't like that still, so you know what we're going to do? We are going to color it black, I think. Let's see how black is going to look. Let's cross our fingers. This isn't going to look bad. But let's see. And yeah, that looks good. It actually now looks more cohesive with that background image, since the background image has the thick and thin black lines around those beautifully ornate rose flowery type buds. So I'm just going to color around this whole entire image. Sometimes things just don't work out as you thought, so you got to improvise as you go. Also, we do provide the SVG cutting outline of all of our stamps for free over at our website. Some people, you know, they might cut it to fit the stamp exactly. I obviously put a border around mine. If mine was a little bit thinner, maybe I wouldn't have cared so much, but since it was kind of a thicker border, that is why I am just coloring it in the black, because I really would not have wanted to have hand cut and fussy cut around it. But I also think with her being outlined in the black, it's definitely going to look nicer on the card, like it all goes together a lot better. Okay, so now we just got to do the edges, because the edges are still white and we don't want those to show. So let's just go around that really quick. Okay, let's do the other side. These are just quick, easy fixes for when you make boo-boos like I just did. So, quick fix. Get that last little corner there, and there we go. And see, now she just looks like she belongs, and she is more grounded to the card, and I like it a lot better. I also wanted to add a die on the top, so I had this joy die, which I had already cut out, and I actually cut it out in 4 colors: black, purple, a tealy green, and a hot pink. So it matches the distressed inks that we did on the back. It's hard to tell that it's actually layered, but let's see here. We're just adding some polka dots to mimic the polka dots in her dress, so that makes it a little bit more cohesive as well, tying it all together. Sometimes the white gel pen is your best friend at helping things just pull together a little bit better. And I use my gel pen quite often, as you have seen. Okay, so that's that. So let's see where we're going to place it. That's with her to the right. Okay, not bad. But before we start, we actually, hold on, we have to put it on an actual card. So here is an A2 card that I cut and I scored, and now we're going to just mount our card mat that we used onto the front. So we're actually making a full-on card. So let's just add that, and now let's go, okay, and let's just mount this to the front here, putting that card together. Beautiful. Okay, and now get our image, which we are going to put some foam dots so she pops off the page a little bit. So let's just quickly add these pop dots, which I love, to the back of her. Okay, one more. There we go. And let's see. We put her maybe to the left instead of the right. Okay, looks good. Okay, so let's remove our pop dots here. Okay. Oop. And one more. Okay. Straighten her out a little bit and place her on our card. Get her on there nice and good. And now we need to glue the back of our die cut. Okay. My glue pen is running out of ink here, so I'm using a dotted method to get the end of the glue here. So sorry that the table is shaking because I am actually dotting with my glue. Okay. And let's just put our little joy sentiment up here at the top. And that is our finished card. And I thank you for watching, and here is what it looks like when it is all complete. And thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed our tutorial. Have a good day.